Hi there. Just so you know, this race weekend does not go well for Sim Racer. However, stick around, as Sim Racer will outline for you 5 phases of a race weekend, with samples of how a race weekend in career mode, rookie level works. And yeah, it is okay to chuckle, laugh, and point fingers at Sim Racer's driving. Good heavens. I sure did.
Hey there, this is Sim Racer, and thanks for tuning in and joining me as we explore Assetto Corsa Competizione Part 2. And I am at the rookie level in career mode. And what I thought I would do is show a little bit of way that the race weekend works after you've completed a couple of preliminary tests, and then they move you into the race weekend. Look at that. Drove it right off the track there. Because I was disqualified because I failed to make my mandatory pit stop. Now, the way that this works is that when you go to a race weekend, you're going to have 5 sessions. You're going to have a 10-minute session for practice. You're going to have 2 5-minute qualifying sessions. And then you're going to have 2 races. Race 1 is a daytime race, and the second race is an evening race. Both races require a mandatory pit stop. And those pit stops can be a little tricky. So here, let's take a look at the menu as to how you make your selections when you get one session done and you need to move on to the next session. So when you complete a session or a section, it automatically takes you to this menu where it'll show you the results of the session that you were just in. And you want to click on timetables. That'll take you to this, and it also shows you your next sessions. So click on the next session, hit confirm, and it takes you to your next session in sequence. Now, if you choose to skip sessions and you want to move right to the races, you can do that. And of course, you hit drive to initiate and to begin your session. Now, if you do skip sessions, be aware that you're not going to get any bonus awards or bonus points by skipping sessions. That if you are going to acquire bonus awards and or bonus points, you must complete all 5 sessions in their entirety. And so far, I've not been able to do that. And in fact, after 2 race weekends, I don't have a single I don't have a single bonus award or a single bonus point or whatever bonuses they give out, because I have just totally butchered my first 2 race weekends. Hopefully the third time around will be better. So in this particular race weekend, the one that we're doing it at Brands Hatch. I do my qualifying, and then I do my 2 races. And my races, they just don't go well for me. So in race 1, as you can see, it's in the daylight. I start in position 15. There's 16 assigned competitors to the race. And again, I'm at the easy level, the rookie level. Thought that would be a good place to start. And you're going to see here shortly, we're going to do about half a lap here. I just completely misjudged that, and fortunately I don't run into anybody, but I gain a couple of car positions, not by design. I gain those car positions just by luck, by not slamming into anyone. Yeah. So we're going to come up onto the downhill section, the downhill straight. This turn, of course, is a kind of a wicked little turn because it's off camber going to the right. And here's the downhill straight. And I'm going to pick up another position. managed to hang on to it going around the right-hander. And as you're going to see, and I make this one too. And then things go a little south. Oops, there we go again. That's a nasty turn for me. And well, you can see the cars that I overtook. They're getting their positions back as I get tagged a little bit there and go off the track. And so the bottom line to race 1 is that I will also blow the pit stop, and my final result is a last place, 16th. And believe me, you do not get any bonus points or bonus awards, as I tagged the side of that car, for finishing dead last. And now let's move on to the second race, the night race. So the night race, that's going to start off with a little bit more promise that I possibly might be able to get a somewhat decent result. And mostly because I believe I'm starting in the 5th position. Why I started in the 5th position, I don't know, unless it did a complete invert. Those that sucked in the day race, they use an invert and move folks that did really poorly. I don't know if that's the case, but anyway, here I am. I'm starting on the inside row, 2 rows back, and we're going to do some night racing. Now, in part 1, I already mentioned that I feel the graphics at night are just superb. They're just excellent. And racing at night is really, really fun. And they kind of start you off at dusk or just slightly after dusk, and then as you move through the race, it gets progressively darker until it's like just pitch black and totally night. So they, once again, I really enjoy the graphics. Now, if you're going to do a complete race weekend, you're going to need to have, at least starting for the rookie level, when you sit down to do it, and you're going to do all sessions and complete all sessions, you're going to need to give yourself at least 45 minutes to 50 minutes in order to complete all of the 5 sessions. And if you do complete all the 5 sessions, then once again, they say they'll give you bonus awards and bonus points, and so far I don't know what any of that looks like, because I haven't obviously received any. So for the first couple of laps here, this is going to go fairly smoothly for me. I'm feeling a little bit confident, thinking that, hey, I've got a shot at finishing this. However, I do know that I am going to have to do a mandatory pit stop. And so far I've done a total of 3 pit stops in the 3 previous career mode races that I've done, and pretty much just totally messed up all 3. So on the basis of results, there's no reason for myself to have any expectation other than the fact that I'm going to probably mess this one up. And actually I do, but for a different reason. Now, the pit limiter, I have that set at auto, and in order to trigger the pit limiter, you now notice there I've got the message that says that I need to do a pit stop, and then up the top it'll show you that the pit window is open. And to once again, to trigger your pit limiter, for it to activate, you have to get down to or below the pit lane speed limit prior to entry or your entry line into the pits. And if you do that, then your pit limiter comes on and you're good to go. And the fact that I didn't know that, I was speeding in the pits. So here we go. We're going into the pits. I want to do this early, thinking that with any luck at all. Now you notice that the pit limiter came on because I was below the necessary pit lane speed prior to the entrance marking or the entrance line. So it doesn't matter how far you press the gas pedal, you're not going to go any faster. You're safe. And I come up and I stop, and now watch this. I'm going to get a message here that tells me to shut the engine off. And I do have that mapped, but do you think I could find the right button to shut that engine off? So as I'm sitting in the pits, just wasting time, unbelievable amount of time trying to figure out how to shut the engine off, which I never do. I never succeed in doing it. And finally I say, oh, the heck with it. I'm just going to go. And in that process, I went from, I think I had one overtake. I think I was like in the 4th position. And by the time I leave the pits, I'm dead last again. And so finally I just said, that's it. I'm out of here. And we'll see what's going to happen. And, well, I guess, yeah, I'm dead last. Yeah, okay. And things don't get better for me because in my haste to try and think that, well, maybe I can gain 1 or 2 positions here before this race is over. And now, of course, my concern now is do I get to go on to the next race? And the answer is yes, I do. Even though I finished dead last in 4 career races, they do move me on. And so part 3 is hopefully going to be a far more successful race weekend. I'm hoping anyway. And I'm not sure exactly where it is, but make a long story short, I'm going to drive this puppy right off the track, and in any chance I have at finishing anything other than dead last. So, if you ask me, am I enjoying the career mode? The answer is yes. I would clarify that though by it's my experience that I'm having to run this several times. Oh, there I go, right off off the track. And anyway, back to what I was saying, that I'm having to learn how to run these sessions, how to run the practice sessions, my 2 qualifying sessions, and my 2 races, because each race requires a pit stop. And I think I've got that finally worked out. I think I know what's going on, and so we're going to try and see if we can't have a far better result with round 3. And hopefully I'm going to be able to, in part 3, show you what some bonus awards and some bonus points look like. Hey, there you are. Now, if you ask me, am I going to continue with career mode? Absolutely. Assetto Corsa does a wonderful job with their career mode, and it is just fun to do. Even if, as myself, at this point, it's a total fail for you, or in my case, a total failure for me. I now want to begin to actually graduate a little bit, I want to say, or actually start to have some decent results, so that I can move on, so that I can get to more lengthier races and just more success in the career mode. Hey, this is Sim Racer, and as always, enjoy your sim racing pursuits. Thanks for watching. Always appreciate it. Always have fun sharing with you my own sim racing experiences. And until next time, well, just enjoy. All right. Bye-bye.